Welcome, everybody, once again to another edition of the West Coast Trios Wrestling Podcast. As always, my name is Tony. Down over here, we got the California Rattlesnake. How we doing, Callie?
What up, y'all?
Down at the bottom here, we got Richie.
What up?
Rich, welcome back. And to my left, hiding behind, that's not Rudolph. Who's that?
The deer from the video game 99 Nights in the Forest. My son's playing on Roblox.
Oh, okay.
Cheap plug, but it's a fun game.
We got Mondo. Welcome back, Mondo.
The rain. We saw the rain.
We did see the rain, and it's been a good minute since we've been doing the podcast. I know we've had a little bit of a little summer break, I guess you could say, but we're back at it. A lot of wrestling has been happening the last couple of weeks, and again, I'm just glad that everybody's back together and we're having a good time here. And let's just get into it real quick. Some of the biggest talking points the last 2 weeks, especially we'll go with WWE. We'll talk about AEW. We'll talk about AAA, any talking points there. And then we'll talk about our experience at GCW. Had a great time there at the Ukrainian Center about 2 weeks ago. So let's get into it. WWE, biggest thing. We had the PLE, Sami Zayn, amazing match. Had the crowd cheering for him, and he finally did it after so many years in the business, and finally getting the opportunity to get that championship reign, which only lasted about 9 days, because on Monday Night Raw we saw the return of CM Punk, and unfortunately it was supposed to be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, but then we saw CM Punk come back and pretty much walk away again, starting the summer of Punk to 2026. Might be a little bit different from the last time we saw Summer of Punk, Mondo, you and I, a couple years back. But here we are. CM Punk, your new WWE champion. What do you guys think about what's happening there with CM Punk? We'll go with you, Mondo, real quick, just because you and I were there for SummerSlam many moons ago.
Yeah, and I remember we were waiting. We saw Damian Sandow, and I got a cover for the Xbox 360 version of WWE. What was it? 15? 15 or 13, one of those. Yeah.
13.
And, I come out looking like an idiot, but whatever. But yeah, it was a different time back then because he was a rebel. He was like going against the system. So you kind of, something fresh and new kind of, even though it was Ron Killings or his bit. But, be as it may, if you go a few months back, that was pretty much what he was complaining about, that he wasn't on the cover and all this other stuff. And CM Punk stole it, ran with it. And then we got the Summer of Punk. But this time it just feels... It feels awkward. Really high on Sami Zayn. Both me and Richard got the pick right. If we go back to our predictions episode not too long ago too, you two said, you guys picked the other wrestlers there. But Richard, we were right. But I am sad to see that Sami Zayn lost after 9 days. So very big heartbreak. I feel that CM Punk was given this opportunity way too soon. I think... In my mind, personally, they should have at least given Sami Zayn maybe a few more weeks with the belt and then drop it, like maybe before SummerSlam or during SummerSlam. But hey, it's neither here nor there. But what do you guys think, Richard? Or
no, it did feel awkward because this is one of those moments you're like, yes, they had a feel good moment, obviously in Saudi Arabia, love there. Won his belt 9 days later. In Chicago, of course. So it was on Raw too. That was the other thing. This is a SmackDown belt, and they're like, "Hey, Netflix, we're gonna do a SmackDown championship here and change the belt, your belt." It's just kind of weird, like in terms of where why? Obviously, we know what they want. They wanted Cody versus Punk and to promote SummerSlam. I get it, but you're right. It's like, why didn't they just let this grow a little? Let it build more. Now it's just kind of like there. It's kind of it feels like they just kind of halted Sammy basically, like in anything that he needs to do. Because they even got a new shirt, right? He had his new undisputed WWE champion, the last night glass good guy, all those shirts. Like did those not sell at all or something? Like, because it's like, how are we getting rid of it 9 days later? You know, it's like
He probably got cursed by Danhausen somehow.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, and it just kind of like going with this storyline. It just kind of it's not. It feels weird.
It feels weird.
I think that was the great way to put it. This is weird.
Okay. Callie, you feel the same way? You think this is weird? I mean, like, look down. Do you feel like this is weird? Just kidding.
I've been waiting to talk about this topic.
Oh, let's go.
So let's start with CM Punk. First of all, I don't know what he's doing with the belt. I'll just leave it like that. That's it. Now, let's go back to Sami Zayn and getting the belt. It's not so much Sami Zayn getting the belt. What's bothering me so much is that as a WWE champion, from a fan's perspective, we used to see the value in that day in and day out in the energy, the aura, the entertainment that the champion brought with these belts. And we've had champions who lived up to every single one of those check marks day in and day out when they wore that or had that belt. And we can go from this is just broad, right? But I can go from Hogan to Bret Hart. Again, many champions. And then we start dropping off the belt because we start feeling bad for guys who've been with the company long. Again, I'm not trying to take nothing against Sami Zayn, but can he and would he even carry the same weight and on the same plate that some of these other champions have? And to me is no. So therefore, why are we giving out these belts as sympathy just because some of these guys been with the company for so long? Now, as you guys can see, 9-10 days later, it's being dropped off and God knows how and in what storyline for what. Now we're talking about it, right? But see, this is what I'm saying. This doesn't happen back in a day like that. It exchanges very few hands because of what they're not just being the champion, but again, all the check marks. So why are we I say we, like if I work with the executives, right? But why are we dropping that bar that low? Again, nothing against Sami Zayn. He's a great wrestler, great entertainer, but he doesn't hit those check marks of being a champion. And I feel like now we're just giving the belt out to whoever now, as we're seeing it, right?
Kane had it for 24 hours. So what does that say about Kane? That was in the Attitude Era. Kane had it for one night, dropped it the next night on Raw. So it's not unusual to say that it doesn't happen, but it does happen. But I understand the feeling. It's like, like you said, why drop it off to somebody when you're just going to give it away? And it makes, honestly, I think that's the heart of the matter. Like, make it make sense in a way where if you're going to give it to somebody, and yes, I do agree, even though somebody's been in the company for so long, you deserve it. Well, if he deserved it, let him have a run with it,
Okay, that exactly what you said is my whole piece of the argument. Not that you're saying it wrong or anything, but I just love the way you said it. How you said, if you're gonna drop it off, why the hell were you planning already to take it away if you're already dropping it off to him? So this is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that you gave him the belt and already that storyline or already your decisions were, okay, we're gonna do this. Why do that anyways? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they could have done a triple threat leading up into SummerSlam.
Exactly,
They
man.
had,
I think that would have been a lot better
Cody,
too.
number one
in the middle of
match
summer.
or some kind of weird battle royal where they both like land at the same time and hey, we got Sami Zayn versus the other two. He'll be the underdog versus those two big superstars, right? And we all, in a sense, for the sake of this conversation, we would say, hey, he's the underdog, but we know he's going to lose the belt. He's going to lose it either to Cody or to CM Punk if it were a triple threat match. And I would bet you $100 that's where you would say, hey, give the belt to CM Punk there. I get, like you said, I get it. It's the crowd. One for Sami Zayn, which was amazing. I thought it was a great call. First of all, great call. But then I think just because, to please the crowd in Chicago, they brought him back, and I get it, hometown hero and whatnot. But I think they should have, like you were saying, Miguel, let him run with it too, and then give a returning CM Punk the opportunity to fight for it and then achieve it. Because going back to the beginning when I said Summer of Punk. If you guys, we all read the dirt sheets from time to time as well, but people talk about how he's a hypocrite himself. How he is his own, like Richard, you sent us that meme, how he became CM Hogan, right? So, right. So now he's the one, was talking about, part-timers coming in, even though he may not be a part-timer, but he's talking about like these old guys coming in and taking opportunities from him when he was younger. Now is like the opposite. Now it's like, now he's the older guy taking the opportunity from a little bit younger Sami Zayn. But the point is, he's coming in and he just, all of a sudden took the opportunity from him. I think we should have let him run a little bit, see where that goes. I know we got Saudi Arabia coming up for WrestleMania sometime next year, right? I think. So maybe that's an opportunity for Sami Zayn to finally like get his push and momentum again. But I agree. I think they should have let him run with it a little bit more, and then maybe do a bait and switch. But that's the coolness about having a wrestling organization, and then having, it's funny to me because WWE did this change, and then we had another change happen on the same show too, which I'll get to it in a second. But then AEW kind of did the same thing, and it hasn't, we haven't really seen that happen until you go back to the Monday Night Wars, where both WWE and
Nitro
WCW championships were switched hands, like literally on the same day, which is really cool. And again, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. All of this wrestling is happening all at once, and here we are talking about it, and we're excited, we're pumped. We may not agree with decision makings, but like you said, Miguel, hey, let's see what happens, right? Hey, let's see what happens. But I think at this point, I think both of you guys, Miguel and Armando, I think, and Richard, like, let him run with it. Sami Zayn, we're behind you, even though Miguel's like, we don't want him to win, but then if you win it, okay, cool. What are you gonna do with it now? Show it.
That's me. Like, look, listen, I know I have my things, and I say stuff, and I'm a little bit very observant or whatever that I have to say. It doesn't mean that I won't support any of these guys. Like, bro, I understand what these guys and girls go through day in and day out for them to fight and to be seen and to even get in that position. So I totally get it. I'll always support that. Like you said, it's just sometimes the decision making is something that I don't get. And just the one thing that I was just gonna go back to. But see, that's what I'm afraid of what you said. Is like, okay, now the belt's off with Punk, but then okay, we let it happen for the summer, and then come WrestleMania, because it's gonna be Saudi Arabia, and we know the connection with that, right? But then you said again, we restart his story. Are we really gonna again and then restart Sami Zayn's story again though? See, that's what I'm afraid of. But
it's gonna last 14 days.
And I think, Callie, you're right. It's kind of like, this is where let start the story now and build up to SummerSlam, and then maybe show a different story leading up to that. Yeah, if we would just rehash the same story so quickly, it's like, ugh. Then it just gets old and tiring.
Yes.
It's like, did we go through this?
Bloodline. Excuse me. Whew.
Hey, I got a little cough over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, they made the change, and rolling from that, they made the other change in the tag team division. Another title was changed that same night, and it's crazy because 95% of our friends were watching the World Cup. My mind was on WWE Monday Night Raw, and I was very glad I got to see it, live and whatnot. And seeing what transpired with the Street Profits and the Vision, seeing that happen, and then we saw Maxine Dupree coming out and finally choosing a side, so to speak. You know, gives a little bit of a boost to the Vision. I think because they were kind of losing their momentum for a little bit. With people obviously getting injured, and then Paul Heyman not being there, and then they were they lost the belts, and then now they got the belts back. I think it's a really good decision on the WWE's part to give them back the belts. I think it just gave it a little bit of freshness. I think. But Richie, what did you think about that?
Was this literally just so they can add Maxine, like give her something to do? Like basically, like it was kind of hinting at it before, but this was again. How long do the Street Profits have the belt? They had a whole storyline before that where they just came back. They were teaming with LA Knight, and then they win it, and then like because there was even the whole like it seemed like why am I blanking? Montez was about to even like split from them. Like they had a whole thing, and now are they going back to that? And this was literally just to say, oh, Maxine turn heel. I don't know. It was like, and it seems like I don't know if it seems like that means also they're gonna try to do away, let's say, with Paul Heyman in the Vision, meaning it's just gonna be the Vision. So this is the other one where like we're just changing and shaking things up right before SummerSlam just cuz like I don't know. It was a weird switch as well. It was literally just almost to show that they're gonna add Maxine now. So now they have a female in the Vision.
So. Yeah, now they just pretty much got a baddie walking around.
Yeah. Okay. Judgment
Day.
I'm
okay with that.
Judgment Day 2.0. It's like,
why are we doing this to Braun Breaker?
That's another thing.
Listen, Braun Breaker.
Did they?
We called him a beast, right?
I love that dude, man. He's a beast.
We said he was going to be the next big thing, and we were going to be like, hey, he's going to be Seth Rollins. He's going to be the guy who they're going to push. And I mean, he's.
We're pushing you with another person to get a tag team title push. Okay,
right. And then I think they're trying to have him. I guess Otis and Tozawa are now gonna fight for the rights to
to party
to party it up. I don't know to what are they gonna do? Are they gonna like now get into the tag team title scene versus the Vision and just say, hey, we're gonna fight you guys because we lost Maxine, or what are we gonna do? Like Maxine on a pole match? What's going on here?
I'd Battle like to see for her soul.
It's like sign me up for that.
Yeah. You know what? Good idea, Tony. You know what? I like. I changed my mind. This is going 100% what I want.
I mean, I like that idea. I'm not gonna lie.
So, just get on a pole. Just I don't know how do you win, by taking off her clothes or something? You gotta bring her down. I'm sorry, you gotta bring her down. You can't just throw dollar bills at her.
Eventually,
eventually. But
I think it's a much place you can.
It's a weird ladder match.
But see that going back to like, okay, so now we got the Vision winning the belts, which I thought was pretty cool. But then it's a little weird. But then Summer of Punk again. What's going on with that? Then we got Seth Rollins versus the OTC for the main event as well. But then, this is all happening. And then, for me, I again, you read these things, you talk about ticket sales, talk about SummerSlam, getting ready for SummerSlam. Can you see that, bro? SummerSlam coming up soon. And it's the second biggest event for the WWE. But then reports are coming out that, hey, we're not selling a lot of tickets. It is semi-bombing at the moment. And then I heard ticket prices are pretty much going down a little bit too.
So can I stop you there? Do we have an actual number of how many seats are in that building and where are the ticket sales at now? Because at this point, it's not, yes, they have plenty of time to sell, right? But let's be real.
Yeah, like three more weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like right around the corner. So are they gonna meet whatever that gap is. Does anyone know what the gap is or where they're at? Or
I think it was maybe like 20% of the sales so far. I think I might have read something like that.
wow,
So what do you guys remember they had a SummerSlam where Liv Morgan, finally, or at least Dominic Mysterio turned his back on Rhea Ripley. That event, that's the one, the same where the ring got picked up by Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So the camera pointing at, the crowd and everybody, you see everybody out there, but the camera side, or the hard camera where you can't really see, or behind the camera, there was a whole section in the back where it was pretty much empty. I don't know if there's a spot where they showed a moonsault by Logan Paul that he did, and it shot where the camera was pointing at. I don't know if you guys remember seeing that, but it was kind of empty.
And I got to stop you right there. Whether it's ticket sales or low empty crowds, I think we need to stop focusing on that. Because honestly, when I saw that SummerSlam, I thought it was one of the best ones, one of the good ones. Does it matter if it's sold out? In a certain point, yes, because you're trying to generate revenue. You're running a business. I get that. But here's the thing. When you hear it from the WWE side of things, this whole tribalism thing, it affects both companies, dude, not just WWE. It affects AEW, because right now for both, even All In, they're struggling to sell tickets. They've only sold on the AEW side 15,000, and that place holds a lot more than that. So, you got to think about this. AEW, they keep saying that they have affordable ticket prices. That's one. Versus TKO, where they're saying, we're reaching out to this fan base that has lots of money. And yeah, there's a big old price gap on both. One's affordable, one is not. One's more recognized, while the other is still up and coming. It's still relatively a young company.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that they're both struggling in the ticket sales? They're both putting on good products. They're appealing to certain demographics, one over the other. And again, I think we have to go back to what Miguel says. It's how they're doing it and the timing of things. It might rub people the wrong way. So that's why you don't see a lot of people going out and buying tickets to these events lately. It's just like, oh, okay, it's just, another pay-per-view. Oh, AEW, they put on bangers every pay-per-view. WWE, wow, it's getting too expensive. Like, where do we draw the line where it's like, damn, can you just, people just go out and support wrestling? Because if you love it that much, there's people willing to go out of their way and pay for an airplane ticket, pay for those seats, whether it's nosebleed. Because I know we went to nosebleeds for WrestleMania, SummerSlam, like the big four, Tony. And it was such a great experience. It boggles me that we're in a current state where it's great to be a wrestling fan, but at the same time, it's kind of hurting itself when they can't sell arenas at this point. You know what I mean? It's like, how do they fix it? And to me, that's like the hardest selling point. It's like, how do we fix it in getting more fans to go out to these live events? I don't know. It just boggles the mind, because like you said, this is one of the big pay-per-views. You have WrestleMania, you have SummerSlam, you have Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble, AEW, All In, Revolution,
Double or Nothing.
Thank you. And I think that's about it, because then the other ones, honestly, I wouldn't recognize them because they're fairly new. They've been doing it for like the past 2-3 years. And, Forbidden Door, it's all right. But when they started going into a 12-month pay-per-view program, maybe they should go back to sticking to the big four, in WWE side. Maybe they should go back to the big three, as I like to call it, with AEW, because that makes it more impactful. But now it's like, you got to build something up to the pay-per-view. And it's like Miguel said, it's like, you're doing this right now, like with Sami Zayn, can't you build it up? Maybe you couldn't gotten ticket sales, but we're going to throw it on CM Punk so he can sell tickets. Has he sold tickets? Was that a good move?
So here's my thing out, because I want to add to what you're saying, because what you're saying has, honestly, it has a real lot of truth. I've also, when I've been seeing these reports that have been coming in, again, it's not that we're management or financial guys or anything. We do this because we love wrestling. We read shit. We go through stuff. So I just do it pure out of love, just to see what's going on. To hit on that point about moving tickets and etc. This week, when Kenny Omega landed on the title alone, he moved 12,000 plus tickets were bought the second that he won the title. So that really says a lot of what you're saying, okay, these decisions about not only champions or who it falls under, but again, what they can draw and what they can do and what the impact can happen. And from the reports, to get 12,000 ticket sales from when the time Kenny Omega won the belt speaks a lot of volume, one, on his momentum and what the value he brings, not as Kenny Omega, but as Kenny Omega, the champion. You know what I'm saying? And I agree, and I love what you say about that, because I just think I just you also said in conversation, oh, but then I'm watching this PLE again. That, see, you and your brother keep saying that word again, and it's bothering me in a good way though. And the fact of, yes, absolutely, I feel the same thing, bro. We're watching one pay-per-view, and then it almost feels like, damn, here comes another one again. And it's like, growing up in the 90s and in the 2000s, it wasn't like that for us. What wrestling wasn't about how fast they were dropping PLEs. It was really calm. If there was one PLE, then again, I'm just throwing it out. If there was, let's just say, WrestleMania, then we had to wait to SummerSlam, and that was it. So it was like 3 months, 4 months of solid storytelling, and now it's like we're getting a PLE every other month. What storytelling are we getting? What time are we? And I think that affects the viewers, and really, like, the nonchalant viewers that would go watch, they don't watch anymore because now they're just getting lost in the mix, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you happen to, it's like going to school, right? You miss a lesson, you're like, oh shit, what happened? Like, what the hell did I miss?
Mhm.
And here comes the test, and you're like, oh man, like I what you missed a day or two, and you're behind. Just like in a sense, how we kind of took a quick summer vacation over here, and we're back at it, and we're like, oh man, there's all these things that occurred. So, but
One
go ahead, Rich.
kind of want to just add to the kind of what you guys were basically, even Mondo and Callie, just kind of what you're all saying. It's the idea of actually oversaturation. We're in oversaturation
Again,
of
exactly.
everything. And here's what I mean. Like, we'll just maybe AEW, I don't follow it enough to know if they're doing that yet. But for WWE, for sure. Because right now, you think about it, we had our just PLE Night of Champions. Great. Starting storylines that they're already trying to sell tickets as a SummerSlam. Except, what are they actually promoting right now? Saturday Night Main Event. Because they started adding now Saturday Night Main Event. And it's not that, hey, Saturday Night Main Event, great. That's technically not a PLE, but it's still like another premium type of show. Now you got to build up to that to make sure that people not only buy it and basically watch it. So you're going to build up to that. And then right away is then now like SummerSlam. Like, these, just as you point out, when there was like even a month, even 2 months of building up storylines, building up people, wrestlers coming in, showing up, doing a quick match maybe, or doing something, building up the tension, building it up, building it up, building up. Now they kind of try to build up tension almost in like 2 or 3 weeks, and it kind of doesn't feel that build up. Sometimes it is. Sometimes they're successful because maybe it's been going on for a while, and other times it's just been like that. So, and then even like you say, is like Mondo, to put, even like as we're saying, is like, why would they buy for PLEs? There's a Raw and a SmackDown that cost almost as much as these PLEs. There's like we're going to Raw, and I felt like I paid PLE prices for a Raw, like.
No, I
Like,
mean, I agree. We did, and
Yeah.
and not that, hey, and then this is a show that's on every week. So I don't know, like, why would people want to go to a PLE, like, if, like, essentially, and they're not gonna build up, and these matches are gonna basically be like Raw and SmackDown or Saturday Night Main Event status. It's hard to like they can't they're having more and more trouble building up their PLEs. Yeah,
And
and
well, it's weird though because I mentioned this during Monday Night Raw where I'm like looking at the promos. You're watching Monday Night Raw. You didn't get the first match until maybe like 30 minutes in. So there was like non-stop like promotion, talking back and forth. Hey, I'm gonna go after you. And that's the biggest difference I see at the moment between WWE and AEW, where I am liking what AEW is doing right now, especially after their pay-per-view, and what they've done the last 2 weeks with their backstage segments, which really is what pushing their storyline a little bit more quicker than what the WWE is doing. And I just think that WWE is, and again, I think this goes back to TKO taking over. I really think that TKO has been, my personal opinion, pretty bad for business. And again, I love WWE. Not tribalism too much, but because we've grew up with WWE, and what's happening, and I love watching it because like I said, I was still hyped up on what happened this Monday night. But I did growl and be like, man, these promos are taking way too long. Let's get moving and let's get some fucking action in WWE, because I wrote down my notes and I'm like, dude, I got 4 fucking matches here, and that's not it, but that's GCW. I had 4 matches. Like, well, can you edit that part? My address. I wrote everything down, and I'm like, dude, there's 4 matches in Monday Night Raw. There's 4 matches on SmackDown. A boatload of backstage promos inside the ring, hype videos. It's all cool, and I get it, but you're there, and I want to see some freaking action. I want to see some wrestling in there, and kudos to the people that do entertain us for those 4 matches, and this card that happened this past Monday was really good. They were all literally almost the 3 out of the 4 were championship matches. And I was like, man, these. Show me some more action. That's what I'm just trying to say. You're doing a 2-hour show, almost 3-hour show for Monday Night Raw. I need to see more than 4 matches. That's all I'm saying. And and this is a formula that's happening right now for, it started at WrestleMania, and it's happening right now for the PLEs. You're seeing 2 matches overall. I mean, it's weird how they're doing the ESPN thing, thinking it's like a preliminary match, USC style. And that's something that I really, really hate, that they're comparing it to USC, where they're giving these matches and then they're giving these preliminary commentaries before you get to the actual match. I'm like, dude, the commentary and the talking has already been done. Mm-hmm. Get to it.
And another thing, guys, they did this in the past. It's been years. Y'all need to plan out your commercials better. I don't know how, commercials are coming. You guys have mics, you guys used to have ways to actually, have someone go out of the ring, show a commercial, and you didn't really lose on the action. How many times are we like, finally, we got some action. Yes. Okay. Boom. Commercial. Oh, God.
And then out there on the sales floor.
And then,
wow, I'm doing my retail thing.
Yeah. No, it's like, it's always like, by the DoorDash and the wrestling DoorDash one and all that. But how is it like so hard to like fix like the commercials in terms of like planning them correctly?
You can't. That's that TKO crap that's happening.
I don't understand it. Like, how are you gonna have they just throw a commercial in the middle of while they're still fighting? Not even like when someone's down, they're still fighting in commercial. Oh, then you come back and they've already done the switcheroo, and it's like, oh, this person's now on top. It's like, God, I feel like I just missed like 7 minutes of the match.
But I think again, you just said it yourself. They go to commercial, then you come back, and now the other person is getting. They just want to speed stuff up, man. Again, we're all in real time as fans, seeing the switch between what private ownership does versus corporate or ownership. Where we're not all we're all seeing it in real time in different situations, not just in the ring, but now we're seeing it even in the commercials. like we said, we're all noticing little stuff that for 20 plus years we were raised on to the T of, okay, this is what we can expect ish, right? We know product is going to change over the years, but this is what we can expect. And now all of a sudden we're in this era of, oh, we don't know what to expect. Like we don't know what's next because we really don't.
And I'm going to chime in right here, guys, because I've been watching AEW on HBO Max now. I know if I watched it on the TNT app, which I think you can no longer do. I like the feature where it was picture in picture. It stayed with the action while you saw ads on the corner.
Yep.
Because again, I've been watching it on HBO Max, so now there's commercials, and for some reason I'm like, I totally forgot about that, and I think I need to go back and maybe just watch it on the delay on TNT this Wednesday and just see if they still have that feature. Because they do. Okay.
Yeah, they have the commercials, and then I just if I miss it, I'll just fast forward.
Yeah,
okay.
the commercial, the picture in picture, they still have it.
Okay, because HBO Max doesn't have that, and I'm just like, wait, what the hell? I feel like I'm missing something here because it doesn't feel the same. I'm like, what the hell? It's like, but I understand what you guys are saying there, but I think WWE should do that because if they're doing all these goddamn commercials, they should adopt something like AEW and just put it in the corner. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You want to see me stick with the ads? Then that's one way to do it. Fuck, okay. I might buy a fucking Vegas ticket. I might go to Vegas. I might, You don't
want to buy a juice, Goose?
No,
drop the leg, Goose.
No.
Yeah, if
Goose and grab the juice.
No.
Hey, but no, look, but no, you're right. You're completely right. Like, I think that's a great point that you made. So
yeah, do something, because here's my biggest gripe, guys, and like you said, PLEs, they only have like 4 or 5 matches, but then I know we discussed like how long is a pay-per-view with certain matches. If we go back like maybe 10, maybe 15 years ago, WWE was doing what AEW is doing now, giving everybody a good, solid pay-per-view from the undercard, mid-card status, main event. It was jam-packed. And I mean, we're looking at 12, maybe minimum 11 matches if you go back to those like WrestleMania X7 just for one, because for some reason I got a feed in like the Hardy Boys. I don't know. They thought I'm a Jeff Hardy fan or something. But I went back. I'm like, hey, you know what? I remember that. I'm trying to concentrate and I see you guys doing that. It's like, but going back and I'm like, dude, the pay-per-views back then, they were like 11, 12 matches, 3 hours plus.
And I mean, like there was barely any gap. They were like back-to-back matches too.
Yeah, because it'd be again, all the talking is done. That's what that was about. All the talking is done. Give your like 2-minute video package of your rock music and whatever it is.
Let's clean up the freaking ring. Get those ring together. I mean, but then also you go back to
right there, mother. What was that?
Huh?
What were you doing right there?
Clean the ring. You don't like.
Oh, okay. That was
all right. I'm gonna have a little tight space.
I like that.
Hey, come on, he was cleaning the ring.
Yeah, I'm cleaning the ring. There we go. Queen of the Ring. Oh wait.
My bad.
Yeah, but anyways, like, and then if you go back to Monday Night Raw, opening segments didn't last that long. It was the longest freaking promo was the Rock and Sock Connection thing, which lasted about 20-25 minutes. And now you're saying it's going 30 minutes of just talking.
Feels like it.
And then now, but then you would get match after a next match, a quick vignette of what's going on and why they're beefing. And then like in the middle of Raw, you had like a backstage segment with Austin or DX or whatever, and you would follow them throughout the show. But you had more than 4 matches. And they were able to get the story in. They were able to do a lot of entertainment.
Yeah.
And then it's like you said, going to your point, Tony, with this whole TKO and making it seem like it's a UFC thing. They don't know wrestling, Give the reins back to the creative team for wrestling and wrestling only. Like, give it back to Triple H, maybe run with his ideas. But obviously, there is something wrong right now. And we see it as fans. Too much talking, too much ads, not enough action, like you said. And that's what's kind of turning me away, because I'll do what you do. Like, I don't want to hear you guys talk, you know? Half of you guys, like, when you open your mouth, I'm snoozing. Sorry. Again, goes back to Miguel. You got to have that it factor. You got to have those microphone skills. How come nobody's telling them that, you know what? Sorry, you know, when you start talking, we lose ratings. We'll get better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Easy for you guys to dismiss fucking Ricochet. Oh, he doesn't know how to talk and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not saying us, but just in general, like, the hell?
Sure. Yeah.
And yet they're trying so hard with these younger kids. To me, it makes no sense. It hasn't made any sense for me, but the only thing that makes sense and what makes this go into the right direction would be less talking, more action, and just get to the point. Stop narrating. Danhausen, you're going to open the door. Okay, opening the door. Danhausen, you're going to talk to the... You know, it's like, the hell? Like, you guys are moving in slow motion, then you guys talk, and then it's all this other stuff. It's like, I get it. You're trying to sell a story. You're trying to sell the storyline. But just get to the point. Why are you guys beefing? Let's have a fight. Let's go.
I'm gonna say one thing and one thing only, and this can be a debate for another time, but this is just my opinion. I just feel that we are officially seeing the downfall of WWE, and the only way that it's ever gonna go back to remotely an inch to how it used to be is if another private company buys it, and like Mano says, not only does this company just buy it, but says, hey, I know I'm the owner, but y'all know this, so here you go, take care of it for me. You know what I'm saying?
Let's put our money together, guys.
And so I just think that's the only way that WWE is going to come out of the swamps. But to me, they're cooked like shrimp.
Well, then there you go. I think before we go into AEW, I got two more other little mini points to kind of talk about real quick. But then that goes to ask, then, I thought they delivered the shock value at in Saudi Arabia. But then again, I think what I'm trying to get at is there a big what is it? Is it you guys think that because of how we're talking about WWE right now, the last 10, 15 minutes, do you think that they need to deliver for SummerSlam? They need to ensure that whatever's happening right now, they need to ensure that they deliver and make sure that this show is like the shit. So that way they say, hey, you guys missed out, or for people that didn't buy it, even though we're watching it on ESPN. Do you think it's there you go? Do you think the pressure's on to deliver?
Most definitely. I'm just going to keep it short, but yeah, the pressure is on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at I found that article where you were saying how many tickets are sold.
Mm-hmm.
So the capacity for the stadium is 73,000. But they're only selling about 29,000. Meaning, so for now, the amount of tickets they have is only about 29,000, and they've sold about 22,000 for night one.
Okay,
and
so
night two is like 23. So they're not filling that arena.
So so for night one, they need 44,000, and for night two, they would need 50,000 more tickets to meet the right again.
Capacity.
But like Mano said, right, he is correct in a sense. To put on a show, you don't need the seats, right? You need the wrestlers for that. So it could be a great show and no one in the seats. I mean, we've seen that even in smaller indie shows. But unfortunately, this is a billion-dollar company now. Because they are tied with TKO and they must run on positive numbers and show that they are doing good, they have to find a way to hit these numbers, man. They have to. I mean, to me, and I agree with you guys, and then I don't. I'll tell you guys why. I agree in a sense they need to deliver, yes, because of look what we're saying, but then also I don't agree because one show is not gonna reflect or tell me, okay, y'all listen to us. It's like ever since they took over, it's been nothing but bullshit. So it's like you guys gotta fix a whole array of stuff before I even buy into what you guys even are selling at this point, Because that's a crazy number, bro, that you just said. 44,000 tickets that they need to sell day one and then close to 50,000 day two still? Like what is that, like 1/3 each
Yeah.
day?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a lot. So and you're averaging what 15K a day, a week. I'm sorry, almost 15, somewhat, yeah, or 20
Ish.
20.
Yeah. I mean, and they're only gonna they basically already, I mean, and maybe in the McMahon days he saw the same thing. It was up because it was all on him.
Mhm.
But basically TKO, since they're basically corporations but by committee, they
Mhm.
just look at someone and go, hey, we know they get hype and they sell tickets. So if we put them in main event with this person, it should sell X amount of tickets. And if
But
we do
then,
this, and
but,
then everything else filling in is sometimes kind of like
but,
whatever.
but
Like,
then we run to this problem. Here we go. Again,
yeah.
we run to this problem of, are we recycling the same guys on the same PLEs just because they can sell tickets though? Like that,
Yes.
like that can't be the answer though, man. Like it wasn't the answer before. Why is it the answer now?
Good
Well,
That's
question.
what they're
Yeah.
that's
time will let us know in the next couple of weeks, and they better hype it up. That's all I got to say. Even more, because I think the
Sure.
names are really good. They just got to make sure that the pieces are there, and hopefully they can deliver their pay-per-view there. Before we move on, just want to say two things. Welcome back, Baron Corbin. Made his little return on SmackDown. Hey, he's just another big name for WWE, and there was a ton of releases a couple months ago. Now we're bringing. I work with them now.
Oh, I didn't know
Okay.
that. All right. Well,
What,
congratulations,
Tony got
Tony.
promoted?
Yeah,
Like,
Tony
okay.
got promoted.
Hey,
Hey,
I didn't
good
know you-
job. Yeah.
hey,
Tony
tell
got
them to get me
promoted
tickets.
to
Hey,
TKO.
can we go to SummerSlam? Fill in those seats.
Yeah, fill in a couple of those seats.
Yeah. Let's go.
Wait, here, before I lose my train of thought. So he's back. Is there a chance we're getting the New Day back?
No.
Yeah.
He's like, hell no. Richie D said no.
No, I don't think they're coming back,
I
man.
don't think so either. I think
They're long gone.
I think the whole Enzo and Cass thing is gaining momentum, and I think they're going to be the next duo to jump in and rehash WWE 2011.
And you
Yeah,
can't teach that. Yeah.
realest guys in the room, and then Bon Voyage to Sheamus.
Sheamus.
One of the big names in WWE these last couple of years. Not these last couple of years, but he's been with the company since he was like 18.
They said 19 years.
Wow.
So he was a young stud when he came in and won the belt from Cena. And his career took off, and he's been all over the place when it comes to WWE. But things happen, contracts, get older. It's the nature of the business, but it doesn't mean that he's not one of the all-time greatest wrestlers in WWE history. We hope to see him somewhere else, hopefully, if he wants to do that. But good luck to Sheamus in all his future endeavors.
I will miss your slaps.
Yes,
Your pale white skin,
Pale white skin, and
your super red hair, fiery red hair.
burger after burger after burger. Banger. But on to AEW. Again, another pay-per-view that they had. Again, you guys said it right now. Bangers are all over the place. A great pay-per-view. And then Mondo, you wanna talk about what your highlights have been for any talking points there?
Well, you kind of touched the point on the Kenny Omega. That can't even say his name right now. Kenny Omega winning the AEW World Championship title, which was, like you said, same night or same week, I should say, with WWE. the whole CM Punk thing. Here's my thing about that. I think it was really great. They were doing something that was uncharacteristic, which was having a storyline become episodic, as in they were telling the story between after the whole Forbidden Door saga there with Will Ospreay, MJF, Kenny Omega, little triangle feud there. A week before this past Wednesday, everybody was dismissing MJF and Will Ospreay match for All In and Redemption. We were expected to see Kenny Omega versus MJF, but we didn't get that. What we got was, I think, was for the most part, a great call, putting the title on Kenny, with MJF putting the stipulation if he didn't win, then he would no longer challenge for the AEW title, kind of a la Hangman Adam Page there, where he was kind of coerced into getting the title shot. And I think that was one of the biggest highlights there. We can go ahead and talk about that point there. I do have two others, but for me, that was one of the biggest points there. The other one, I just want to get out there quickly. Tommaso Ciampa, my bald brother, love it. Because what he said to the camera during Beach Break, bald is beautiful, you ass clown. Was that directed towards me? But yeah, we coined the phrase, and I'm glad that it's being used. We coined the phrase here, so I'm glad that they're running with it. So that was nice to see there. But yeah, the Kenny Omega title change, what a match! Again, AEW, Dynamite, even Collision, they put really, really good shows there. Lots of wrestling. Sometimes, they kind of overdid it with the promos, I feel, because I'll watch both and it's just like, okay, that's why I'm like, they did something strange here for me. It felt very WWE-ish with the storyline and just kind of progressing, which was different and good at the same time. I'm not saying that it's always going to be bad, but no, they did it to a point where there was a big payoff. There was a payoff. So want to hear your guys' thoughts there. You guys can take the lead whenever you guys want.
Tony Schiavone?
Yeah, Tony Schiavone.
You know what? I really think it was a really good decision too. Amazing match that occurred between MJF and Kenny Omega. Hats off. And then and it's the little subtle things. And I noticed it. And again, wrestling can be it's a great form of entertainment, but then it also hides the realness of what's happening behind the scenes, because they played it off where MJF was clutching his knee, and then we talked about this literally right after the last pay-per-view where he had fought, was it Andrade, and out there, and he put him like in a tombstone, or like a tombstone thing, and it was outside, and he landed on the barricade, and he kind of hurt his knee there. So he kind of played that off during the match itself, where I was like, oh shit, maybe the injury was a little bit legit, and maybe that's why he dropped the belt. In my opinion, I was like, oh, maybe that's why. Maybe they're gonna give him some time off, unless they prove me wrong next week and he comes back out. But I took it as that. I'm like, again, storytelling could be kayfabe, and it could also be something where I'm like, oh, maybe there is an underlying issue there where MJF really hurt himself. And then, this is a way of giving the belt to Kenny Omega. Again, well-deserved, because Kenny Omega, best bout machine. We Miguel, you talked about him. You just started, again, you talked about how you started seeing him in his past performances in New Japan. And, I thought it was a really good decision. And like Q-Pack, you guys mentioned right now, the ticket sales just shot up. And people want to see Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega.
I thought it was a great match. I was watching it. It was great. Kenny Omega's a beast. MJF is a beast. I have always said it. I don't care what people say about MJF. I think people are going to look back at MJF because I think he really is underappreciated in the wrestling community. There's not really too much that people say about MJF, and people should, because One, he's great on the mic. Two, he's great at pissing off the crowds. He's always self-aware of the crowds himself. Not only that, he's aware of pop culture and what's going on, and he uses that a lot on the mic. And then on top of that, he does things like that with Kenny Omega. I think it's not without a doubt that we know that whether he's at 100 or not, we know that during crucial matches like that, we can expect a Kenny Omega like that. And it wasn't even the question, oh, can MJF deliver? No, that's not the question. The question is, how much better is this guy going to get? And this guy, even though he's dropping the belt, like, it's not the first time he drops the belt. But I just cannot say this enough about MJF. When he drops that belt, I love the way it's always so elegant, meaning in his defeats look so fucking smooth that it ends up making him look good in the end too. Like, yeah, we're all excited for Kenny Omega to grab the belt. I think we all are, right? We all love Kenny Omega. But goddamn, bro, for you to lose like that, like you deserve the belt too, And every time this dude goes out 1,000, I just
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but that's every time I see him wrestle, man. And this just proved my point again. Like, such always graceful in the feet, and there's not enough said about MJF, man. So kudos to MJF, man.
Have you ever seen him like because this is how he is outside of the ring too? Have you ever seen him like in conventions or videos of him interacting? There's a video where he's interacting with a little girl, and he was just like being a heel, and whenever he signs autographs, they'll just like flick them, and then you'll see them fall onto the floor, and people just pick him up because he's being a jerk. There's another one where I'm pretty sure you guys seen it, where the macho universe guy, he's like, hey, MJF, he's like, suck my dick. And he walked away. So he plays to the character, and we as fans, I love it. I would love to interact with MJF in character, because that's just naturally, I think that's who he is as well, so to speak. Kayfabe, for real for me. Him card reads good. But like I think that'd be really cool just to interact. I think he brings out the best in terms of like the interactions.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't seen those videos, check it out. I think he's really, really good.
That back to your point, Tony. There's always actually a funny story with MJF. You guys listen to Chris Van Vliet?
Yep.
Little shout out to him. And one of the things he always gets asked is, hey, like, who was like the worst, or like one you got mad at or worst, like, interviewer? And he said MJF. Like the first time he interviewed him, because on the first time he went to his hotel room and MJF ordered room service during the interview.
Yeah, he did.
So not only was he talking, he's like, "Oh, my room service is here." So he stops, didn't even like stop the camera. They were still recording. And he goes and straight up gets the food. He's like, "Thank you," tips him, and then just starts eating. He's like, "All right, let's continue the interview." Just like in the middle of the interview, like it's one of those. And it's just kind of like, as you guys even put it, I'm like, it's hard to tell. Like, this is just who he is, and he's just gonna keep running into it. Because if someone talks shit like, "Oh, why is he like that?" you could go, "Oh, that's his character," or if it's just him. It's just.
But again, it's funny. Again, we'll stick with this going nostalgia thing. If there's also a video of him when he was like 5 years old, or maybe 4, and he was on the Rosie O'Donnell show, and he was like, "I want to be a professional wrestler when he grows up." So this is. For us to be talking about him is because he has so much passion in what he does, because this is his life. This is what he dreamt of doing. And and we love seeing that. We love seeing the passion come out of somebody who really loves the business. And he's one of the greats right now. He's on the Mount Rushmore, so to speak, of AEW, I think. And there's no answers about it, but MJF is like the man right now.
Yeah, he's beast, man.
Yeah, he is.
And I think you're right, Callie. I think that's literally like I think he's always going to feel underrated just because of AEW. Just because AEW hasn't reached that worldwide status like WWE. Like, until AEW at least reaches a little bit of that point, it's going to be hard for everyone to not like it's going to be hard for him to be seen like I'll compare it to like Sting. Sting was kind of one of those icons who wasn't in WWE for so long, but he was one of the few that actually I feel was appreciated just
Yeah, he
because
really
of how
was.
like because he's been in pretty much everywhere, and I think MJF is pretty much until AEW kind of like raises more. I think he's gonna be he's on that way. I think to that point.
I
Yeah.
believe he's already there. He cemented his status in AEW. But like you said, Richard, until AEW pushes the plateau a little bit higher, where they become, I want to say, just either equal on par, just below WWE as a global phenomenon, then you will see that with the MJF and everybody else in that AEW roster. But until then, kudos to them. Competition breeds excellence, and right now, we're seeing that the competition is getting a little bit more impactful in the women's division, because that's what I want to get to with Tekla and her title defense with with Willow Nightingale. But I really want to get to her in regards to the commentary. I love the fact that she called a bunch of female wrestlers in the ring. Now there seems to be a bunch of dumb bitches in the ring. But then also Mina Shirakawa and what she would do to those luscious breasts of hers. Just wants to motorboat them. And, Shivani and the other commentators, just like Tony, just speechless. Well, what do we do? They could have ran with it, because she reminds me of a female version of MJF. Like, I just don't give a fuck. I'm going to say, and I'm going to do what I want to do. And just having her on commentary and the way she conducts herself, it's great to see. And what's really on the back of my mind after all that happened was Mercedes Moné, or Mercedes Hogan. What was her name? Mercedes Hogan. Sasha Hogan. There we go.
Sasha
Hogan. What is this weird alliance, or not so weird alliance, with your girl Megan Bain and the Divine Dominion?
Hey, leave my girl out of here.
I just wanted to see what your guys saw with this whole AEW title for the women's division, how it's shaping up and where it's going, because I kind of like that. Now we got not only Tekla, but her group, the Triangle of Madness, getting involved in the women's tag division. So that'll be good. And it looks like maybe we might get a trios match in the next pay-per-view, Redemption. I'm excited to see where this is going.
Yeah, Sky Blue.
Yeah,
amazing. I think that feud sounds interesting to me. It's something different, and I'm not a big fan of Mercedes and Divine Dominion getting together, but I mean, it's probably gonna work. Just to be those that bodyguard type of tag team that will protect Mercedes, Sasha Hogan, in the near future. And I think I think Sasha will probably end up getting the belt back at some point before the end of the year. I know, but Tekla's amazing. I love Tekla. I think she's Norwegian, if I'm not mistaken. She's from Norway, I think.
No,
Ukraine or something like that.
Right, because she was wearing
Austrian, right? No, I think she's Austrian, like German.
She was wearing that, was it? Okay, because she was wearing the soccer jersey. She was promoting it. I'm like
Austrian.
Okay, I was way off. But
close enough.
Thank you, Richard.
Norway. Anyway, how does that go?
Or I don't know. Ro, what do they say? Hooah. We're all in the military now. Hooah.
About football. But anyway, get back in point. I think Divine Dominion, Sasha Hogan, I think it's going to be a good, dominant force to be reckoned with, and I'm for it right now. Even though I hate her, but I am for it because yeah. But Blue Sky, please be careful.
Sky blue.
God, I'm looking at the sky. It's out there. It's blue.
Blue sky?
It's falling from the sky. Oh God! Oh no, they're firecrackers. The fireworks out there. Anyway, but yeah, I mean that's cool. And welcome back, Willow Nightingale.
Yep, that
And
too.
her promo was a little bit lackluster on Collision, if I do
Mhm.
say so
It-
myself.
It dragged. I'm like, what? Conglomeration couldn't even help her either. Your favorite trios team there, Tony.
No, well, thank you. That's a great segment because these guys are like, hey, look at me, guys. We got the trios. We're going to be here and we got to have somebody else to come that wants a belt too. I'm like, guys, defend the freaking belts. When was the last time they defended the belt?
A week before the pay-per-view.
Okay, so besides that, before that,
Wait, actually.
Okay, but before that, how long?
A week before that one.
well, man, I want the belts off these guys. Point is, I don't want them to have these freaking belts.
The thing is that you how can I put it this way? Because you're making a valid point where it's like they have these title defenses, but it just seems that it got put together last minute, right, Miguel? Like you agree, like everything with them is just like last minute, defend it with these guys. You got a great trios. You got the freaking Death Riders. You have the Don Callis family. Put like 3 guys. Put anybody from those 2 factions. Yeah, Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Anybody from those 2 factions. Put them together. Start beefing with these guys. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. They have been beefing. Where's the storyline? Where's the lie? If you guys get that reference, but where is my conglomeration versus, even Shane Taylor Promotions?
You just got headbutted.
I'm sorry there, Mr. Deer, but I see my good brother Miguel doing what I do best, Mark Briscoe status. But I'm sorry, the conglomeration needs to defend those titles. We got John Moxley, who I'm going to mimic right now because words are just words. Titles are just titles. They're meaningless unless you defend them. But if you bleed like I bleed, I'm going to show you respect. But right now, I don't respect the conglomeration, and I'm kind of going on that same boat with Tony. Do something with the belts. Don't just sit there looking lame. Don't look, at least Tony, like, I want to beat him up for it. I'm going to start a storyline with him. Do something.
Listen,
again, I'm going to go back. STP, you had the Death Riders, you had Don Callis family. 3 factions, 2 in AEW, 1 in Ring of Honor. And you're telling me that these guys cannot...
Even Ricochet's team.
Yeah, there you go. The demand. You're telling me you can't build up a trios, a segment or storyline heading into Redemption? This is the problem. There you go. It's like they have to build this up, and it's like, why are you guys holding on to these belts when you're doing absolutely nothing? I was happy that Kyle O'Reilly got his moment in the sun. Have they been defending? Yes, to a certain extent, but again, it just seems like it's been a mashup of just random people calling it defenses. But let's build them up to pay-per-view caliber status. Let's build something up, guys. You guys have the time. Apparently, the conglomeration has a lot of time on their hands, because if we're listening to Willow Nightingale go nowhere with her promos, I'm pretty sure they can make one, a better one, calling people out, or do an open challenge. Make those belts mean something again. Because now,
especially them, I have no problem with what happened. We saw Kyle Fletcher
choking on my own rage here.
we saw Kyle Fletcher win the
international championship,
right? And what a freaking match that was!
Oh, he landed on his head.
The way he did it was like off the turnbuckle. Jesus Christ, he spiked him through it to win the title, which I was like, damn, that's really awesome. But you got to defend the belts. At the end of the day, I want to see the conglomeration lose, but then defend the titles a little bit more often. Maybe that's just me. But maybe I'm just trying to say at the same time, Get the belts off these guys. Give it to somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I have an idea already right here. Look at this. Hurt Syndicate. They're like, we have a special guest, and that's when Xavier Woods comes out. Boom, there you go. You have a trios match.
Wait, never mind. That was weird.
What were you doing? What were you doing, Tony? I'm
That's the same
I'm
thing you were
sweeping the
doing
ring,
earlier.
and you're blowing something. Okay.
He's that's the I don't know.
Drop the leg, Goose, and grab the juice.
That's what happened. Damn it. But you know, I you know, it's funny to me when I look at Collision, I see it as a it's a fun show, and then I've been noticing how there's a lot of Ring of Honor participation.
Yeah, we had Bandito defend the title there.
Yeah, he beat Shibata there, but then I see, you know, these up and coming superstars, so to speak. I'll use that word loosely, or I'll use that word not loosely, but I'll use that word and phrase for these ROH guys, and they're giving them the opportunity to showcase what they have, and that's what I like about Collision. Each week that you get to see these guys in action, even though they're part of, you know, ROH. You don't see that in WWE. You don't see that as often. You know, I think they're trying to do AAA from time to time in there, right? But then I think that's what stands out with AEW's Collision. I really enjoyed what happened, you know, with the Death Riders and AR Fox, Commander, and, you know, Top Flight having that pretty sick, fun match because they were just spot after spot. And I think it was AR Fox that was just kind of jumping everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy won't stop. He's just flopping all over the place.
Just like in Lucha Underground back in the day.
Very, very indie style of wrestling, I want to say, and it made it fun, I think, this past Saturday. But Collision was fun. But yeah, I think my biggest gripe was the trios this week for me, with everything that's happening. Kudos to Kyle Fletcher, kudos to Kenny Omega for winning their respective titles. I think we got your Idolo kind of in the midst of getting into a tag team fight right now, but we'll see where that goes. But the question is,
how you know?
There you go. Thank you. How you know?
Tranquilo, tranquilo.
He actually said that, so I'm like, okay, cool. He's bringing it in. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anything else from AEW side, Mando, that you want to kind of bring up before we maybe go over and talk about AAA?
No, I think you touched the major points there, and yeah, it was a good week again for AEW and also WWE. Let's not discount anybody here, but yeah, you know, because great time to be a wrestling fan. Miguel, take us away to AAA.
So AAA was dope this week. In case you guys didn't know, Mini Vikingo has a date with Ray Phoenix for the cruiserweight belt. So that's coming up for AAA. Also, something that kind of broke my heart this week because I had predicted that this was probably going to be main event for Triple Mania, and actually it might lead up to this, but in a different way, and that's Dominic Mysterio and Grande Americano teaming up, or you know, having that offer to team up together, and Grande Americano's, I guess, thinking about it, right? I thought that this was going to be the main event, Triple Mania, these two for the belt, but it seems like Perros del Mal are getting under their skin, and so it's forcing for Dominic and Grande to form a small faction group duo-ish.
Crazy, huh?
What do y'all think?
I thought that was pretty cool. Richie, go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
I did see that too, and I was like, it's amazing how, because technically El Grande Americano is a face, right, in AAA. So it's kind of like, I like that. Basically, whatever they do in WWE, if they go over there, they don't mind switching it up to be a face or a heel. So with that, to me, I'm like, that's kind of.
You make a really good point because I not that I completely forgot about that. I just forgot to mention that, but it's a great point. Also, with Dominic Mysterio coming to El Grande Americano's rescue, right? Did we see in live time him become a face and leave the heel as he was running through the stage and helping him? Because if I'm not mistaken, when he came out, the crowd roared for him. And there was times where he's come out and people be talking shit to him and boo, and not this time. So did we witness in real time that switch from heel to face? And what do you guys think?
I think a little bit, yeah. I could see them just at least in AAA side
Yeah,
pushing
yeah,
it.
AAA. I'm sorry, just
Be-
talking AAA.
Yeah, strictly in AAA. Yeah, I think I think how they're at least how they'll want to book him is yeah they'll want to make him a face rather than a heel. I think on their end they already have like their heels. They're kind of that. So if they can bring people from WWE and basically have them cheer them, I think that's kind of where they're going with it. I think, and as long as like, and if they didn't, then yeah, he'll stay a heel and yell, call them all dumb. You know, it's kind of. So
Yeah.
I think this is actually a good. This is a good thing for him. like,
Yeah,
I think
I agree too, dude. I really think he's always been cheered no matter what. I think since he first jumped into the AAA scene, he's always been one of those names that just people just because he's from WWE, he just the reaction has been top notch when it comes to him being out there. And right now, Grande Americano is just the biggest baby face in AAA, and for Los Perros del Mal just to kind of attack him, anybody would have came out and would have been automatically the face to be with El Grande Americano. And for it being Dominic, I really think it was a really cool move. And yeah, I think that's what you said, Miguel and Rich. I really think that you're seeing the evolution of his character become face in AAA because also, and I want to make a point that they cheer, they cheer the bad guys, los rudos from time to time too. Unless you're really hated, then that's when they'll be the bad guy. Like El Hijo del Vikingo, he was probably cheered, but then he was probably booed afterwards when the WWE took over, and I was like, man, that's weird. Why are they booing this guy? But they were behind Dominic Mysterio from day one, and it just I think this is a good story to tell. And so Miguel, you're saying that this is going to be you think this is how it's going to lead into Triple Mania?
No. So I originally had predicted that these two were gonna fight for the AAA belt. Him and against Dominic Mysterio 1-on-1. That's how I originally thought. But then this started brewing up, or this is now brewing up. But now my mind's racing everywhere, right? Because it's true, bro. I know we just started following this quite closely, relatively, just recent, but my thing is when that happened, my mind started racing because I'm like, "Holy smack, man! Like this fool's the biggest baby face right now in Mexico." So
Yeah.
this fool that they were just booing, out of love, but they boo Dominic Mysterio, and now all of a sudden, boom, they're cheering for him, and now he's, I guess we could just say kind of face right now. We'll see the weeks as the weeks come. So does that mean, and we're probably going way ahead, are we setting this up for El Grande to maybe be a heel one day and turn on Dominic Mysterio, and that's how they exchange belts? Or you know what I'm saying? Like that would be dope too. Who knows, right? But Damian Priest is also on the roster now too, so we got to account for that and what he's gonna bring to the roster and what he's gonna do in AAA. What do you guys feel about that, Mondo?
American Badass 2. Or 1.5
1.5
because he ain't American and he ain't a badass yet. But I'm gonna go back to your points. It's a two-part question for me. First, you guys are being duped by Dominic Mysterio, but that's okay. I know his true colors. He's gonna be a heel, and he's gonna turn on Grande Americano. I'm like Americano Grande.
He's gonna turn on America.
the John of Americana. But he's gonna. But no, to your point, I think we're gonna see that at Triple Mania, where it's gonna be the main event. Heel Mysterio, heel Dominic versus Grande Americano, because you can't have your biggest babyface turn heel. In one of the biggest pay-per-views right now going into the northern parts of America there. So for that, we're going to wait and watch, but we're going to see Dom's true colors. Once a heel, always a heel, and that's who Simbets. So it's still a good build-up, but yeah, it's going to lead to something, and we'll see that. And then going back to El Hijo de Undertaker there, Damian Priest, good fit. Remember, this guy is... underutilized where he has been in WWE. Hopefully he can shine. My biggest concern is this. You're putting a lot of WWE guys into the mix in AAA. That's one thing, which is good. You're trying to build up the brand, but two, I'm afraid that it's going to become the new norm. No masks, no máscaras. And you're going to be able to see these luchadores kind of going, oh, okay, there's no need for the masks. I don't want to see them to lose that tradition. Whether they come into AAA or not, let's just make sure that we cultivate and keep that tradition of the younger luchadors coming into AAA wearing máscaras. Because to me, that is the heart of lucha libre. That is the heart of Mexican wrestling. That when you go into AAA, CMLL, or any other independent promotion in Mexico, Southern America, lucha libre has always been about the mask and the person behind the mask representing it and upholding its values. That's my only concern. Great, we got Undertaker 2.0, but at the same time, we're doing that a lot lately with the faction that you just mentioned. No masks. Ex-WWE guys. Again, let's cultivate these guys, but not at the expense of losing out on the Mexican traditions of lucha libre. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey Mondo, I need you to pitch that though now to AAA and make that a storyline. I think that'd be honestly like.
You know what? I'll take you since I work for.
Oh yeah.
No, honestly,
we'll have him take you backstage right now.
Yeah. What you just said right now, I'm like, dude, you could make a storyline out of that,
right?
Especially with like Rey Mysterio.
I'm your fucking guy.
Rey Mysterio's their GM, so maybe he like they do a storyline where he does a decree and that. Maybe like, something as if you don't wear a mask and you wrestle, you can't win a belt, something crazy, like, like anything like that. Just start, I don't know, might be might shake it up a bit.
I'm going to throw him to the post.
Down there too, right? You know why he's down there too, right? Damien Priest? Because he's got to keep an eye on Lola. That's his girlfriend. Oh. Hey, man, that green guy, Mr. Iguana, was getting a little too excited down there, getting those corner, bumps, so to speak. So,
Damien found
the lizard. Oh, this one.
Damien found a puppet in the bedroom. He's like, "What is this?"
The hell the Yeska doing in here?
Dang.
So, Lola. And then she lost the belt too. Didn't she lose the belt?
She lost the NXT belt, but
the NXT belt. Okay,
but they still have the her and Mr. Iguana still have the mixed title belts.
Okay,
they're I forgot who they're gonna face off, but they're gonna have a match of who's gonna face them off for the belt. So stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much all we got for AAA this week.
Did he do the arm in the air or whatever, like the Undertaker when he left? Damian Priest.
Oh, so
that American Badass when he walked away. No.
I forgot. I think they introduced him 2 weeks ago. That's why. Oh. I can't remember what exactly he did, but I know he did get on the mic like, "Oh, ustedes no saben quién soy. Yo soy Damian Priest." And I'm like,
"Down the bandana, buddy."
Like, one, just loosen them lungs. You gotta just relax. Like, bro, he's like talking like he has something stuck in his throat. Damian Priest. Yo, boy, I'm like, okay, bro.
Spanish Undertaker.
My name is Damian Priest.
He's not Undertaker.
Party.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a great point about saying that I really, really, really hope that WWE does not put their hands so much into AAA. Like I understand the value that they bring, they meaning WWE, but in terms of traditions, infrastructure, and how things are ran, like for the love of God, please leave it the way it is. You know, like please leave that promo the way it is and only bring in talent that you guys really see that can fit the brand well. Like, don't start bringing in motherfuckers just for the love of it, you know. Like,
Yeah, that's
so that's a great point,
I mean, they brought in almost.
Omos.
dude. I mean, I know, but he's off like seven.
Not
I think
that,
he just
not
fits
that I hate
perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, you can send
but-
that guy anywhere, and he'll be like, "You're an instant superstar." There you go.
He's one of those things, exactly like Mondo said. He's
Put a
one of
mascot
those
up, though.
things, he's one of those things where just his stature alone is main attraction type shit. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like our you know, if it was, but I'm saying back in the day, this is our Andre. Like, what the hell is this fool doing in the ring? But that's what brings in the money, you know.
No
But
baby oil.
like, what the hell is he doing wrestling?
All right,
man?
Andre. All right, so AAA, another great couple of weeks there, and then we're gearing up to Triple Mania in the next month or two. So we're keep us updated, Miguel, and we'll be watching as well. So that way we're all hyped up as we get closer to Triple Mania. Lastly, near and dear to our hearts here.
Lashley,
We
Bobby
as-
Lashley.
Where?
Moxley.
We hurt people. Oh God! Oh God! Oh my God!
Near and dear to our hearts was GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. We were in attendance. I know Callie was celebrating his birthday, but Richie, Mondo, myself, we were sitting front row. We had a blast.
They broke
We
your
were there
chair
to
while you were
witness-
getting beer.
Spoiler alert.
We're getting beers. That one beer, not two
Two
beers,
beers.
three
What?
beers,
What?
Oh, man.
and we get some tequila.
What?
But
Broken
it was
chair,
an amazing
what?
show. If you guys haven't, seen wrestling event live, GCW, please support local indie wrestling. Game Changer Wrestling came out hot, and one of the biggest stories was Huck from AEW versus Atticus Kogar. Really exciting match that ended in a no contest. Unfortunately, one of the banger matches out there. One of the violent matches I thought was of the night, and then you correct me if I'm wrong. Violent wise was the Nick Gage versus Starboy Charlie. Holy crap! They used that pizza cutter to cut open Charlie like at least 4 or 5 times. Poor guy was bleeding all over the place. But then the highlight was the night of the Blackhearts, Leo Rush versus Shotzi Blackheart. Amazing match. Mondo transformed literally in front of our eyes. It's like looking at two twins coming out, having a tag team division. And Mondo, what did you feel when you saw Leo Rush coming out?
The rain. It's fine, Tony. It was fine. I got to see my hero, Leo Rush. And I just got to say, man, what they did in that ring was just amazing. The crowd was just into Leo's character behind Shotzi. I mean, this match could have gone back and forth. Goddamn. You know what? I totally forgot who won the match. It was Leo Rush. I was like, wait, it was Leo Rush. I'm like, how could I forget? Because I met the guy at the end of the of the event. But overall, man, the crowd. What can you say? But that one lady that kept shouting, and her voice didn't let up for 1 second. Jesus Christ. Kudos to the man who married her. Because wow. I don't know if I can put up with that voice. But yeah, like the whole crowd was way into it. There was like a spot where Shotzi went through the door, so to speak, the forbidden door, which was red, which was kind of ironic. It's a day before the pay-per-view. The door happened to be red, which is on the AEW posters there. And then the craziest thing happened in the match where she started spitting up that black ooze. Yeah. And that was a trip. Just now Lio Rush has mystical powers. I don't know, but what an amazing night. Like we mentioned during that Hook versus Cougar match, I thought Hook was coming into us while you were all getting beers for us, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yep. He reversed it. Cougar just fucking just crushed your goddamn chair. And we're like me and Richard were picking up the goddamn chairs, right, Rich? And then
so for the audience out there, we're sitting near front, right? And they do. Here's all me and Mondo see, like, because we're texting Tony, like, oh yeah, the match is going. He's like, yeah, I almost got the beers. Okay. All of a sudden, we look up and we just see this.
Yeah.
We're like, oh shit. And so me and Mondo, all right, let's get out of the way. Boom.
And it wasn't even just when we
reversed, right on, like, straight up landed right on Tony's chair where Tony was sitting. Everything, we're like, oh shit. And
sit down anyways.
I mean, I got back to the chair and they're like, hey, they sent me photos and whatnot. I'm like, what happened? Like, your chair's broken. I'm like, no way, it's hanging on a limb. And I literally took a photo of it because I have a friend that was he's there as a fan, but then he's practicing or he's getting into the dojos and preparing himself to become
New Japan Dojo.
New Japan Dojo. And so Santino Bros, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And I was messaging him. I'm like, hey, dude, my chair just broke. And he's like, no way. So I took a picture of it. And I'm like, I mean, kudos to both of you guys for being Lego masters and putting it back together while my 200-pound fat ass is sitting on the chair. And
me literally, like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold the back of it because if this breaks, like, if this breaks, at least I can try to hold Tony up a little. Like, I'm like this, like during the match.
So, but where you were sitting, Tony, the women that were right behind us, they were like freaking out. They're like, oh my god, what if he falls on us? What if he falls on us? You'd probably
what if I did?
Yeah, and you'd be like, oh hey, you'd be what is that guy? Ricky Santos. Yeah. Oh hey.
But no, it was overall. I mean, like you guys were saying, we had a blast out there. Joey Janela. I think I was going to the bathroom. I don't know if somebody was going to the bathroom with me right before the beginning of the show, and he like rushed out for the bathroom. I guess he was changing out there. One of the like, I love watching this guy fight, and then Miguel, correct me if I'm wrong too. Gringo Loco, dude. Gringo Loco always brings out the best of lucha libre style of wrestling. And dude, it might be a little pudgy here and there, but dude can really, really fly.
No, he's
very mobile, dude. Very mobile. Dude,
yeah, this guy's amazing. And then the fight that he had as a tag team as Armageddon versus Iron Kid and Resplandor, like every time we go to GCW, I always expect a really good lucha libre style match, and they always deliver. Yeah. And Callie, you've been there before too, and
that four-way match with that who was it? He was like bleeding profusely. It was with the girl with the La Chola, I forget her name, Vipress, I think. Yeah, Vipress. Yeah, dude, she took a licking. Like, oh my gosh, she went through the glass. Like, holy crap, dude.
Oh yeah, they did not hold back on her. She was.
I'm like,
she was like the only girl in the match, right?
Only girl in the match, and she was taking those bumps like a champ, and I'm like, kudos to her. And then oh my goodness, I can't remember his name, but man, did he ever get cut? And then after when it was the show was over, and they were taking photos, and man, like still a bloody mess, like blood still coming out of his forehead. Like I'm like, in my head, I'm like, go to a hospital, please, or get that covered up. But, it just shows their love for wrestling. It just shows how dedicated they are to their art. And they're there to entertain us, like we all know, and we thank them for it. And what a hell of a night! I mean, got to meet Leo Rush afterwards, took some photos, did post them up on the Trios podcast, I believe. But if I didn't, I'll go ahead and do that on the Instagram. Excuse me. Got to stop eating spicy food. But yeah, wow, what can you say? And then they're back. When, Tony? It was
September 12th.
September 12th.
So literally
The
right
day
after
after.
Triple Mania. I think
No, I'm saying the day after Triple.
Yep.
Yeah. So Callie was like, hey, we probably have to like roll out of Vegas and then get to LA and then go down to the Ukrainian Center and then call it a long day of wrestling again and then go back home and then watch the second half of Triple Mania on Sunday. It's just another good week.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say you said it perfectly. I mean, our best bet is probably head on down Friday, go watch what we're gonna watch. Wake up early, head back on down over here, get a little rest real quick, rest up, and then back to another night of wrestling and watch a GCW.
Yeah. And I know Mondo, you're far away. I don't know if you can make it, but we could talk about that if you can. If you can, it's all good. We understand. If you can, that'd be great.
How you know?
That'd be nah. That's kidding.
I know that's my catchphrase right now. Nah. No, I think I'll make it. I know I'll be there for AAA. As far as the next night, yeah, I mean, we'll be passing through my neck of the woods. But if you want to drop me off that way, I can drive myself down there. That's also an option because I don't want you driving and then coming back up, then coming back. It's a long drive.
Long
So
drive.
yeah, you can drop me off at home and then I'll get the car and meet you guys up either at the venue or you know what? I'll do it like last time. Just meet you guys at the venue. So just get there, as early as possible.
Okay.
All right, yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. We'll keep in touch. I'll let my buddy know. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to give out too much. My friend in WWE. So, but yeah, great time out there. A lot of wrestling, a lot of catching up, a lot of points. Again, if you guys are out there listening, again, thank you guys for listening to our podcast. I know it's a pretty much longer podcast than usual, but we just wanted to make sure we touch on the points that have been happening the last 2 weeks since we last did this. And if you guys have any other opinions, if you guys feel if you agree with us, disagree with us on our takes, please let us know in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. And we'll go from there. So thank you guys. Another week of wrestling down in the books. We're looking forward to Monday Night Raw as soon as this comes out, and then we get ready for another week of amazing wrestling programming. For this week, my name is Tony. We got the Cali Rattlesnake. We got Richie D. We got Mondo.
The rain.
Saying goodbye and good night. Bang.